the components and the different areas of specialization in political science, public administration, international politics, political philosophy, Indian government and politics, and so on and so forth. So when we scrutinize upon the subject, because any subject, it has to be marketed, and be it in social sciences or in physical sciences or chemical sciences or engineering sciences or medical sciences or some other related sciences, nanotechnology or rocket engineering, so on and so forth. Any candidate who has passed post-graduation, he should try to know how to market the subject. So without utilizing the job opportunity, it is not at all for a candidate to pursue the career of education. So in political science, we have got a number of opportunities, and I feel very much happy that this institution, MIC College, has got a number of students enrollment in political science, whereas it is not at all the same thing which is prevailing in Tamil Nadu. So certainly in social sciences, political science, be it political science or public administration, sociology, economics, or commerce or literatures like Tamil literature, English literature, or Malayalam literature, any subjects in social science, after completing the post-graduation, we could not get the job opportunity. Whereas in physical sciences, pure sciences, chemical sciences like physics, chemistry, botany, zoology, biochemistry, biotechnology, or the subjects related with engineering and medicine, it is very easy to get the job opportunity after finishing the graduation and as well as post-graduation. So certainly the subjects like political science and public administration, we have to pursue the competitive examination. The first priority for the persons who pursue the post-graduation in political science is none other than competitive examinations. So competitive examinations in the sense, so what about the competitive examinations we have to scrutinize? Union Public Service Commission, it conducts examination yearly once for in order to recruit the people to be appointed as in Indian Administrative Service, Indian Police Service, Indian Revenue Service, Indian Defense Service, Indian Postal Service, Indian Auditing and Accounting Service. Likewise, some 24 categories are there in civil service examinations, which is being conducted by Union Public Service Commission. And recently, I also saw in the newspaper cutting that some visually challenged person has cleared UPSC from Kerala. I think also from Arun Kumar and Ashwati, number of other persons, Dania, a number of other persons, they cleared the civil service examinations in Kerala. I felt very much happy. And I had also seen in the newspapers and magazines one additional Deputy Superintendent of Police, Mr. Nazim, who had recently got a doctorate. And he has also recommended Saitanya Institute for General Mental Ability and other related examination coaching institutes. So anyway, I thank and my salutations to number of coaching institutes which fine-tune the knowledge of the students who are preparing for these examinations. So once, if you are enrolling for undergraduate in political science or otherwise in post-graduation in political science, I can find myself towards the subject of political science because I could see number of the students community from biochemistry, biotechnology, and other subjects also like public administration, sociology, economics, commerce, and philosophy, psychology. Likewise, I could see number of people who are pursuing the post-graduation and undergraduation. So I can find myself towards the political science since the subject I studied for the past 25 years is the political science. And so the first opportunity for the students of political science are those who complete undergraduation and the post-graduation is civil service examination. And also to a large extent, they can pursue the examinations which are being conducted in the Public Service Commission examinations in the states like Kerala Public Service Commission, Tamil Nadu Public Service Commission, likewise, because the same syllabus, if you scrutinize the syllabus upon the UPSC and State Public Service Commission, almost it is same. 70 to 80% of the syllabus of UPSC and the State Public Service Commissions are similar to the core. You can see the syllabus. And let me discuss about the syllabus or how to go up with the syllabus in the second part of my lecture. So civil services, state public service commissions, and also after completing post-graduation, you can appear for NET examination, national level eligibility test for lectureship, state level eligibility test for lectureship, and other examinations like village administrative office examination. And even you can go for NDA examination, CDSA examination, banking service recruitment examination, and other examination apart from this IAS, IPS examinations. Other examinations are also being conducted by UPSC and State Public Service Commission examinations. So when we scrutinize upon the syllabus of all these examinations, and we can confine ourselves to the two things. That is, one is subject, and another one is general mental ability. General mental ability, in which how to crack the general mental ability, I will come in the second session. So the first opportunity I have said to you. The second one is teaching. Teaching come research, we can combine. So national level eligibility test examination. For that you should the people are supposed to prepare for these NET examinations, set examinations during the first years of a post graduation. So the first years of a post graduation, you are supposed to prepare for this NET or SLET. Both syllabus are same for political science. And also another career for pursuing PhD, because in Tamil Nadu I could observe number of students and those who enrolled for post graduation. After completing during post graduation, they used to prepare for these examinations: civil service examination, NET examination, SLET examinations, and other competitive examinations they used to prepare. And after completing their post graduation, they used to join PhD. MPhil nowadays, MPhil it is closed. So PhD, Doctor of Philosophy, they used to join, and they do research, because when they join in the research in the institutes and central universities or colleges or universities, they can prepare for both these examinations. In case if they clear JRF, Junior Research Fellowship, they can get a monthly 31,000 for pursuing PhD in political science. Not only for political science, but also for other subjects. Okay, so I strongly recommend all the students to enroll for a PhD after completing their post graduation. So NET, SLET, PhD, this is one path. Okay, competitive examination, I can say that these are all the options in a combined way. In a combined way, we can prepare for this. And another career for those people who are interested in political science is this research, writing, and publications. Because publish or perish. People, we used to say, the professors and the academicians, we used to say whether you have to publish or perish. So you can become a freelance journalist, and by improving your writing, and by getting it published in so many publications. Now they are universities and colleges, they are emphasizing for Scopus related publications, and also UGC care list is there. Okay, UGC care list is there, and Scopus is also there. And another career for political science students is the best career, media. And while pursuing political science in post-graduation or undergraduation, you can do diploma in journalism and communication, or otherwise during post-graduation, you can pursue diploma in comparing and media-related courses. You can become freelance journalist, and there are ample amount of courses available in different universities, which is for minimum cost. Okay, this is also good for your career. And apart from these things, once if you are fluent in English, once if you are well versed with the components of political science, and definitely you can go for postdoctoral fellowship after completing your PhD. Because abroad, if you have completed PhD in political science or international politics or public administration, you will be getting 3.5 lakh salary per month. Okay, provided you must be having the English proficiency. Okay, language proficiency, that is very essential component for pursuing a postdoctoral career, or otherwise a teaching career, or otherwise a research career in abroad countries. Okay, so this is about the different careers and avenues, opportunities which are available for the students of political science, those who pursue the post graduation. So on accordance with these kind of opportunities and avenues, you have to pursue your career, you have to set your career, and you have to perspire, you have to practice, and you have to prepare very well for the competitive examinations, and as well as for PhD on the one way. So simultaneously, the path you have to set clear. And regarding this, for preparing for this competitive examinations, and also for starting a good career in research institutes. These are all some of the things which we followed, ourselves, our friends, and followed. These are all some of the meditating words which we followed, which we used to stick in the frequently visiting places, like lunch in hostels, in rooms, and nearby the switch box. We used to paste these words. We used to type it, and we used to paste the frequently visited places. Do it now. Okay, whenever you think about uh, working upon to improve upon the language proficiency, immediately you have to start with Norman Lewis. Okay, how to improve vocabulary power. I think, therefore I am. Okay, Descartes. Because of thinking, I am living. And know yourself. That is dictum and the definition of Socrates, the mentor of political science. Know yourself, because you are supposed to know the positivities and the negativities of your individuality, of your personality, so that you can go accordingly, so that you can achieve your goal and think big, act big, so that you can come to know about your own potentiality. And subject love, it is because of the love of subject that even the love of subject make yourself to attain a particular ambition, and keep working and strike while iron is hot. Yes, you can. And single-mindedness, or otherwise the concentrated mind. Okay, the concentrated minded can achieve anything in this world, and ultimately success. So these are all the words or meditating dictums and the definitions, or captions, which you have to type it in the computer and stick it in the walls. Okay, whenever if you feel uncomfortable, or otherwise your negative thinking, if you come across any negative thinking, you can read it, and you can place your mind upon the meditation upon these words. So these are all some of the sketch of the presentation. Competitive examinations, how to make a study plan, because competitive examinations is the only option for the political science students. And how to make a study plan, you have to make a timetable. I have recently published a book on political science in Tamil, in which I have incorporated the syllabus and the timetable which we have to work in the morning, which subject we have to study in the evening, which subject we have to study in the afternoon, how to relax yourself, likewise, and how to train yourself, essential sacrifice, the entire preparation for these kind of examinations to pursue the research career in the different institutes and different universities. It is, you have to sacrifice something in your life for 1 year or 2 years, so that you can attain your goal and things to ensure. So what is a competitive examinations? I think competitive examinations are the examination to check your mental ability, and also to check your memory ability, the capacity to be acquainted with all kinds of information related with the world, related with the nation, related with your state, related with yourself, related with your surroundings, related with your atmosphere, related with the world geography, national geography, Indian history, world history, and also animal husbandry, and related with the facts and figures, related with the maps, related with the national events, international events, for which we have to prepare. And that is also, I have given some of the strategies that has to be adopted in order to prepare for the exam. So competitive examinations, when we observe the nature of the competitive examinations, which has started from China, People's Republic of China, that was the first nation which established a competitive examination for, in order to recruit the people, for those who have to be appointed as office as officials in the different parts of the country. So competitive examinations, that is the only criteria for you. And before preparing for these examinations, be it for PhD entrance examination, or otherwise a state public service commission examination, or otherwise UPSC, make sure of your examination type. Okay, and maybe you should be acquainted with the previous year question papers, and you must be acquainted with the nature of examination, whether it is objective type, whether it is a subjective type, and how, because in UPSC it is conducted in 3 stages: preliminary examination, main examinations, and interview. And almost it takes around 1.5 years to complete, to get the rank of IAS or IPS, which is being conducted by the UPSC. And know the nature of examination, knowing the nature of examination in the sense, and know your questions. So how many questions are asked from the political science, how many questions from sociology, how many questions from general science like physics, chemistry, botany, zoology, and how many questions are asked from animal husbandry, how many questions are asked from the national affairs, how many questions are asked from the international affairs. Likewise, we have to know the nature of the examinations and know the question setup, and correlate the nature of the job and the examination. So in what way, and I can correlate the job which I'm going to make up, and also the examinations. So if I know very well about political science, if I know very well about the Indian polity, if I know very well about the world polity, if I know very well about the United Nations organization, if I know very well about the presidency of United States of America, if I know very well about the parliamentary form of government of Britain, and if I know very well about the communist type of government in Russia, China, and Cuba, and if I know very well about the happenings of South America or Latin American countries, and if I know very well about the national affairs and international affairs, okay, in what way that may be useful for me to, for the sake of a job. In case if I am appointed as an IAS officer or IPS officer for a particular district, I must be acquainted with all facts and figures of that particular district. So it is in order to check about the memory capacity. It is also in order to check upon the logical ability, mental ability, and how far you can take, how quick you can take decisions related with the caste clashes, related with the religious coordinates. Likewise, the problems are ever. Okay, so in what way and how fast you are taking the decision. So for that, for in order to check the capacity of your mind, they are conducting examinations on the basis of I would say that the logical ability, mental ability, arithmetical ability, and the missing numbers. Likewise, and also to check upon the general knowledge, how vast your knowledge it is. And first of all, for preparing these examinations, you have to classify the syllabus. So accordingly, classifying the syllabus in the sense, as per my own observations and my own experiences, the syllabus, or I can categorize the syllabus on the basis of mental ability and general knowledge. Okay, and almost in all the examinations which are being conducted in India, and as well as that is conducted by the central government, and also being conducted by the state government of any state. Okay, be it Kerala, Karnataka, or Andhra Pradesh or Telangana, or otherwise Jammu and Kashmir, or otherwise Gujarat, or otherwise Arunachal Pradesh. Okay, be it any state, and we can have the syllabus, category the syllabus on the basis of one, general mental ability, GMA. Another one is general knowledge, and classify the history in the sense, how the examinations were conducted, whether the examinations were conducted in the past in objective questions, whether now it is they are concentrating upon subjective questions or objective questions. Okay, likewise the question pattern, everything you must be acquainted with. So that is a passport of your success. And coming to the main picture, okay, main picture of the examinations, and these are all some of the strategies. Strategies. First, we have to know about the means and ends. So what are the resources which you are having, and end is nothing but to achieve the ambition, be it the research career or otherwise to acquire the proficiency in English language, or to acquire the research skill, or to acquire the general mental ability, or to acquire the post of IAS or IPS, or otherwise to get a PhD, or otherwise to enter into media. Okay, likewise these are all some considerations, some of the ends, and the means is nothing but time. Okay, I personally appeal to the students community and as well as younger generation that please concentrate upon the means. That is what very much important. Each and every second, every minute, every half an hour, every 1 hour, every day, every half day, every evening, every morning, every early morning, and these times are very essential. Time is a one resource. Time is a one day means, and even if you don't need to have much money, with surplus of time, and even number of scholars has written about how to steal time. So the means is nothing other than time, and end is our ambition. Okay, the starting stage, and the starting stage we have to utilize the time properly with all the resources which you are having. Okay, starting stage in the sense, do's and don'ts I can say. Okay, do's and don'ts. Do's and don'ts in the sense, being with the friends, be not with friends, and how to spend time in which time we have to spend with the political science, and which time you have to spend with friends, at what time you have to spend time with what's it, that English proficiency. Likewise, we have to frame the timetable. It is also coming, and being with the subjects. Okay, starting stage in the sense, once if you have made up your mind that I am at any cost, I have to achieve this thing, in the sense you have to keep yourself intact, aloof from world activities. Okay, that is Paka, world activities, that is Paka. So that is a starting stage. You have to keep aloof from the entire society, entire world, But I'm not saying to you that you should not observe the things. You should observe entire things for the sake of clearing these examinations. Okay, clearing these examinations. So that is the starting stage, and being with the subject in the sense, when you read Hamlet, be a Hamlet. When you read political science, be political science. When you read political philosophy, be political philosophy. When you read international politics, be and keep your mind analyze about the various issues of international politics. When you read research methodology, be research methodology. Okay, your mind should be set up with all the components, all the nuts and bolts of the particular subject only. That is called being with the subject. That is also related with the concentration of your mind. Okay, and also comes Socratian method. Socratian method is nothing but raising questions, raising as many questions as possible. I think you might be acquainted with Socrates. Socrates is the mentor of Plato. Plato is a mentor of Aristotle. Aristotle is the mentor of a great Alexander from Macedonia. So Socratian method, in the sense, raising as many questions. Actually Socrates, he doesn't do with any literatures. Plato has written the books like a Republic, Statesman and Laws. Aristotle has written the books like a Politics and Ethics, and a number of other philosophers like Hobbes has written Leviathan. Locke has written two treatises of government, and Rousseau has written Social Contract, and Saint Augustine, City of God, and Karl Marx, Das Kapital. Okay, and J.S. Mill on liberty. Likewise, there are so many philosophers. There are so many philosophers. By their questioning mind, they had written a number of books. But Socratic method is also called dialectic method. Dialectic method in the sense raising questions and answering for those questions. Entire research methodology is nothing but raising questions for a particular issue and finding out answers. Investigations or inquiry upon to find out answer for particular questions. So even the Socratic method, we can find out the solutions for the caste problem, religious problem, the problems between the nation, the problems between the organization, the problem between the regional organization, the problems inside the state, the problem outside the state. Okay, likewise, we have to raise a question, raising the question and finding out the answer. Even for the sake of freedom, establishing the freedom of speech and freedom for individuals and the entire community to raise questions, Socrates, he was sentenced to death by the Greek government. So Socrates method, this is a method in which we have to observe the entire atmosphere around us, and we have to raise question. Even the electricity, in the sense, it is a movement of electrons. So atom consists of electrons, protons, neutrons. Likewise, any concept, any subject in sociology, for example, we have to say, we have to get the precise definitions for all the subjects. For example, political science, in the sense, it is a study of state and government. Public administration, in the sense, it is a subject of getting things done. And who is the father of management? It is Peter Drucker. And who is father of a political science? It is Aristotle. Who is the father of a political philosophy? Plato. And what is the sociology? It deals with the society. And what is psychology? It deals with the mind. And what is commerce? It is a study of trade. And what is economics? It is a production distribution of our wealth. And what is anthropology? It is a study of mankind. What is physics? It is a study of matter. Chemistry, it is a study of carbon compounds. What is botany? It is a study of plants. What is zoology? It is a study of animals. And likewise, up to nanotechnology, robotic engineering. The ultimate subject, the last subject which was found in this world is rocket engineering or nanotechnology. Okay, these are all the subjects which were found recently, which were given importance, and now recently artificial intelligence. So any subject we have to raise question: what is this? What is political science? What is public administration? So by reading political science, what we can achieve and what job we have to go. Likewise, we have to raise as many questions as possible. We are not supposed to confine ourselves, or we are not supposed to sufficient ourselves in terms of academic knowledge. So pursuit of knowledge, there is no limit at all. And coming to another strategy while you are preparing for these kind of examinations, notes taking and handling. And any types of notes, because notes, when we have to take notes, in the sense in the morning time or in the afternoon time, we have to take notes. When the mind is very fresh, you should not go for objective questions. See, this competitive examinations, as I said earlier, it is categorized on the basis of objective questions and subjective questions. So kindly I request the students community to not read the objective questions, that is multiple choice questions, in the daytime. So go for multiple choice questions objective questions in the evening, because evening you feel like relaxed, you feel like boring, and in the evening time you can utilize those time for reading the objective questions. And at this stage it is very essential for the students community to read minimum 50 questions, minimum 50 objective questions. It will take around 30 to 40 minutes by practice. So what you are supposed to do in the daytime, in the sense taking notes and materials by reading the biggest number of books available. And I had also given the name of the books: political theory, OP Goba; political philosophy, and it is William Ebenstein; and Indian Constitution, D.D. Basu; World Constitution, it is A.C. Kapoor; and political, what is it, India after Gandhi, Ramachandra Guha; and Glimpses of World History, Jawaharlal Nehru. These are all some of the books which you have to be acquainted with. And also the best books are autobiographies and biographies: Abraham Lincoln and Benjamin Franklin, Napoleon, Genghis Khan, and Hitler, Mein Kampf, okay, and Das Kapital, written by Karl Marx. So these are some of the essential books that you have to be acquainted with, because you have to read about, or you have to be acquainted with India, you have to be acquainted with the world nations, you have to be acquainted with the world affairs, world activities, so that your mind will be getting a foundation. And after that, in case if you touch any subject, it will be understandable by you. Okay, so notes taking and handling, in the sense, after taking notes in the daytime, then in Saturdays and Sundays, after taking notes in a small, please take notes in small papers, so that while you are going for colleges and while going for travel, you can just rehearse what you had inked in that notes. Okay, in case if a particular teacher is not coming for handling the classes, and you can take the notes and you can memorize those facts and figures. Okay, this is an easy way of not wasting your time. Okay, during the class time, during your college time, you'll be finding much time to spend with, and those times you can be utilized for taking notes and keeping it by heart. Okay, and coming to half an hour a subject, I had also followed this strategy, that half an hour a subject. And at a stage you are supposed to sit for 3 hours. 3 hours, a person who sit together at a stage 3 hours, half an hour a subject. Political theory, half an hour. You should start with state. And what is state? State is organized for law in a definite territory. And what is political science? It is a study of a state and government. And what is a government? It is a machinery. It is a machinery which consists of political executives and permanent executives for fulfilling the common interests of the people. Okay, and what are the elements of the state? Okay, likewise we have to raise questions, and so every half an hour you have to allot for particular subject. Half an hour for political theory, half an hour for political philosophy, half an hour for research methodology, half an hour for principles of organization management, half an hour for public administration, half an hour for international politics, half an hour for modern political analysis, half an hour for teaching methodology. Likewise, some in political science, as per my observation, some 7 sub areas are there: political theory, political philosophy, Indian constitution, world constitution, research methodology, public administration, and international politics. So these are all the 7 subjects, 7 areas or sub areas which has to be acquainted with. For each and every area, there is a single book. A single book, that is the best book which are available, which I had given in the succeeding slides. Okay, so spend with those subjects half an hour. And also I have forgotten the things, because scientifically you have to study the capacity of your mind. So initially at the starting stage, you have to find out, because I took my friends and myself, I took since we had studied BSc chemistry, because in undergraduation I had pursued chemistry in St. Joseph College, where Abdul Kalam, the former president of India, studied in the same department, not in same department. I did my BSc chemistry, he did his BSc physics. And so from chemistry, it was I felt very tough to spend with the subject of political science, and I got the opportunity. I got the good opportunity from my teachers, like a great Dr. Bhaskar sir, Dr. Shanmugam sir, and everybody, to spend with the subject. So half an hour spending. Okay, half an hour spending, in the sense, initially I took some around 1 hour. Okay, 1 hour, an hour for reading a single page, for knowing the unfamiliar words with the help of the dictionary. So first of all, and by practice, I got it increased up to 50 pages. Okay, 50 pages per hour. So this is what the half an hour for a subject. Okay, so each and every subject it has to be spent with half an hour. Political theory, political philosophy, like this. So this is also considered as one of the strategy. And coming to logic. Hello, is it audible? Is it audible for you?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay, thank you. Because I'm always checking with the since it is a long distance. So okay. So logic and general affairs. Logic and general affairs. You are supposed to read Upka's guide. Okay, Upka's guide that is very essential for us because while we were preparing for the examination in the year 1999, we studied Upka's guide for logic and general affairs, and I just want to share with you one of the anecdote in the sense. We were preparing for these kind of examinations, and I'm very poor in mathematics. Even I felt very tough and difficult times to pass even SSLC in mathematics. But anyway, that was not at all served. That wasn't served as a limitation for me. So logic and general affairs, that is very much important because all the competitive examinations, general mental ability, and that is very quintessential. So logic, mental ability. When we were preparing for the examinations, my friends, my colleagues, when the teacher was writing a particular problem, when he is half finished writing a particular problem, my friends used to complete and find out the answer, and almost they used to find out the answer, but I could not. I myself took some 45 to 15 minutes to solve a particular problem, and think of my capacity. Okay, think of my capacity. And then I had chosen the path because one IAS officer is known to me, Mr. Irayanbu IAS, and he was advising to the students community because he was giving number of interviews in different channels for how to prepare for these civil service examinations, state commission examinations. And he was telling to the students community, new generation and younger generation, that toughest and difficult subject, it has to be read in the early morning. You have to spend the early morning with the tough subjects. So myself, I took some semi papers, 500 papers. It cost around 60 to 70 rupees, 500 pages. And when I was preparing for logic and general mental ability, I had just memorized all the problems and solutions. Okay, I had memorized all the problems and solutions, and God's sake, heaven's sake, when I was writing the NET examination the year 1999, all my friends who prepared for these examinations, who performed very well in the logic, they failed in the examination, and I cleared the examination, NET examination, in my first attempt itself. And on that time, the question from logic and general mental ability, it was very less. And with the heaven's sake, because why I'm sharing with you, whenever you work hard, whenever you put your hard efforts, and definitely the help or assistance, definitely it will be coming from anywhere. Okay, and tackling logic and mental ability, please, without any coaching institutes. And one of my friend, Dr. Nazim, he was also recently, he posted the Facebook related with the Saitanya Institute, Mr. Saitanya, and he is giving number of coaching related with the logical and the general mental ability. And I saw that videos, and it is very wonderful because we have to know the strategies to click particular issue. See, for clicking these issues, these problems, arithmetical ability, general ability, we have to know the strategy to click, or otherwise it will take much time. So please join any coaching institutes which gives a training for general mental ability and arithmetical ability. And coming to another part of the preparation for this examination, diary writing, very essential. See, up to now, starting from 96 until now 2020, I never stopped my practice of diary writing, because in the morning itself, please write what are the subject that has to be covered on that day. For example, political theory morning, general mental ability 4 to 7, and 7 to 7:30 newspapers, 7:30 to 8:30 for natural things, usual things, and after that 10 to 1, and what you are going to do, general studies, and after 2 to 4, what you are going to study, frontline magazines like Outlook, and Economical and Political Weekly. So these are all some of the journals and the newspapers. Hindu newspapers are good, and it is very much essential. And you are supposed to write in the morning, every day morning, about what you are going to do in the day, and every night before going to the bed, you are supposed to tick mark, okay, whether you had completed, you have attained that task or not. In case if you could not attain the task, please write the specific the reasons for which you could not perform very well. So every day, if you are writing the diary, and if you are performing the tasks, and if you are not at all performing, you may come to know the reasons for not performing a particular task. And also diary writing shows to you where you are standing in the travel, in the path of these kind of preparations. So how much time, how much effort you are supposed to put, and how much distance you have to cross, that kind of thinking, that kind of location in the path of travel, you must be knowing only by diary writing. So I strongly recommend to the students committee, while you are preparing for these examinations, please follow diary writing. News registering, okay, news registering, that is also another strategy which we had followed in the morning itself. We spent our time in 7 to 8 o'clock, because before 7 we used to get national dailies and local newspapers also. So put a notebook, allot a notebook for national affairs, and allot a notebook for international events and national affairs, today's events. Please read the newspapers, and when you come across with unfamiliar words, write at the bottom of the notebook. And the news events, suppose in case Modi's visit to United States of America, and what is happening between Israel and Palestine, what is happening in Lebanon, the blast which has happened, and what about the COVID virus, the injection or medicine vaccine, which was discovered by Russia, whether it is any politics or political activities involved in finding out the medicine, and what about the elections in United States of America, whether Kamala, deputy for this what is it, the presidential elections is going to be conducted. Joe Biden, I think, Joe Biden, and also Kamala, she's contesting in the elections, who belongs to Tamil Nadu, the remote part of nearby Mannarkudi. And what is happening in Pakistan, what is happening in Sri Lanka, what is happening in Syria, what is happening in North Korea, whether they are going for missiles, further missile development, okay, whether missiles can be useful for the peaceful purposes or otherwise war purposes, and what is happening between India and China. The Indo-China relations is recently getting very much bitter because of the territorial disputes which have got a British legacy. Okay, likewise, all these information, facts and figures related to the national and international affairs activities, it has to be registered separately in the national affairs notebook and international affairs notebook. So when you regularly do this process, practice this process for at least 6 months, you don't need to prepare for general studies and the general mental ability during the examinations. So regularly you have to memorize those facts and figures, and this is about the news registering, which we had followed some 2 to 3 years when we were preparing for this examination. And also, please, I request all the students community to repeat and retrieve all the figures, because when you are idle and when you are traveling and when you are going for a picnic or some other purposes, or when you are going for relative houses, and when you are because this is a pandemic time, you are all free, and please read the facts and figures and retrieve the facts and figures. Please try to change your mindset as to retrieve the facts and figures, because only when you are reading, when you are having something in your mind, you can repeat and retrieve. Okay, so whenever you find time, please repeat the figures, facts and figures, and repeat and retrieving the facts and figures. That is very much important. Objective type questions. And as I said earlier, 50 objective questions I have said to you. And while you are practicing, while you are at the developing stage, at least try to read, increase from 50 to 75 or 100. And I just want to share with you my own experience, because for your kind information, I have studied around 1 lakh questions in political science. When I was preparing for this examination, 1 lakh questions in political science, M&M guide, Jupyter guide, Unique guide. These are all some of the guides in which I have taken notes also. Ready-made guide is also available, and from books, I used to take notes and information from those books. I said you D.D. Basu and O.P. Gauba, and AC Kapoor, International Politics of Palmer and Perkins, Research Methodology by Kothari and Goody and Hat, and World Constitution by A.C. Kapoor, Indian Constitution by Paley. So these are also a number of author political philosophy by William Ebenstein. So from these books, I took a lot of information when I was entering into the examination hall for NET examination, and it was around 1 hour 15 minutes the examination, and I had completed all the objective questions within 15 minutes. 15 minutes I had completed 50 questions, and I finished the examinations. See what kind of, I'm not saying for the sake of pride, but you just see my guts, see the confidence. While if you're acquainted with a lot of questions, then you don't need to worry about the question bank. You don't need to even see about the previous year question paper if you are well versed with the concepts. In political science, some 15 to 20 concepts are state, government, types of government, types of constitution, okay, liberty, equality, fraternity, different types of ideology like socialism, communism, and feminism, guild socialism, and nihilism. Okay, these are all different types of ideology. Liberalism, neoliberalism, majoritarianism, communitarianism. Likewise, some 15 to 20 concepts are there. So these 15 to 20 concepts, if you are memorized about what is what about these definitions related with the subject, and definitely it is possible also for you to click the examination. So objective type questions you are supposed to read only in the evening. Please don't read objective type questions in the daytime. Daytime, that has to be spent only for descriptive and subjective questions. Okay, subjective questions. Please read the question and take notes, and please try to write the notes and keep the notes closed, and regain those informations, and try to take any topic related to the political science, related to the society, related with the geography, related with the animal husbandry, related with agriculture, related with the international politics, so that your writing skill will automatically be improved. Okay, so 15 layer understanding, another strategy for the sake of preparing for this examination. 15 layer understanding. For a 15 layer understanding is nothing but take a concept. The world, the origin of world. The world, it has got its history of 4.5 billion years. For example, I'm saying take the concept. 15 layer understanding in the sense is nothing but take a concept and raise 15 questions. World. Okay, for example, it is world. And the world originated before 4.5 billion years. Okay, and how much population is in this world? A 7.5 billion population. And what are the largest democracies in this world? The United States of America, India, largest democracies. And what is the population of India? 1.38 billion population, and 1.4 billion population in China. Okay, and how many continents? It is 7 continents. What are the which continents are the worst victims of colonialism and imperialism? Asia, Africa, and Latin America. These 3 continents are the worst victims of colonialism and imperialism. Colonialism, in the sense, what does it mean by colonialism? In the sense, it is economic control of a particular territory. And imperialism, in the sense, it is a political control of a particular territory. What are the major religions? 8 major religions are there: Zoroastrianism, Hinduism, Christianity, Islam, Judaism, Sikhism, likewise 8 Jainism, and Buddhism. Likewise 8 major religions are there. Okay, likewise we have to raise questions. How many countries are following the democratic type of governance? Around 80 to 90% of all the countries. How many countries in this world? 194 countries in this world. Okay, 194 countries. Among these, 80 to 90 percentage of all the countries are following democratic. What is the opposite of democracy? What does it mean by democracy? It is nothing but the government of the people, by the people, for the people. And what is the against or negative form of the democracy? It is a theocratic government. Democracy, it is a government of the people, by the people, for the people. Theocratic government, in the sense, it is a government which gives importance or prominence for the religious. So almost all the Islam countries, we can say that it gives importance for religious principles which are enshrined in the holy books. Okay, so likewise, I'm saying I'm just particularly taking the concept of democracy or world. Okay, I have raised some 15 questions, and find out answer for those questions. World, India, Tamil Nadu, Kerala, Narayana Guru, or otherwise Periyar, or otherwise Modi. Okay, Trump, policies of Trump, and China, Xi Jinping, and what does it mean by communism, and what does it mean by autocratic type of government, and what does it mean by this missile aircrafts. Okay, and likewise take any concepts and try to raise 15 questions and try to find out answers. Write those 15 answers in a notebook and memorize those informations and retrieve the facts and figures. As per my observation, this is enough for you. Any concept, 15 question, 15 answers. Okay, mind practices, that is about always rehearse the mind practices. Keep yourself isolated from the electronic gadgets, because electronic gadgets, WhatsApp and social networking sites, these are all very much useful. Even you don't need to buy any book materials from Amazon or Flipkart. Okay, you don't need to buy book materials, because some 40 to 45 websites are there for clicking this civil service examination, state public service examinations, or otherwise net examination, banking service recruitment examinations. So everything available in the mobile itself. Okay, everything available in the mobile itself. Only thing is you have to properly utilize the mobiles. Positivities are there, negativities are there. Please give importance for positivities. Every time, every second, every minute spent with objective questions. Okay, what is what, who is who, how, where, what, when. Okay, likewise, these are all the questions which has to be inculcated in your minds. So electronic gadgets that has to be utilized for the sake of collecting or acquainting with the facts and figures. Dedicate yourself for the goal and isolate yourself from your friend circle, because as per my own observations, the only thing you have to keep yourself in the mind is nothing but keep the worst thing happens because of friends only. Okay, since friends, even those preparing for the examinations, you can be with those friends, but not with all the friends who waste time. Okay, and mainly friends, they will kill our time. And these are all some of the things which have to be inculcated or mind. Dog the spirit, and never quit at it. Once if you choose the path, once if you fix the timetable, once if you fix the subject, and once if you fix the time, please never quit. It takes around 7 to 8 hours per day, but I can say that 11 hours. 11 hours, and sit together for 3 hours. Sit together for at a stretch for 3 hours, and these 3 hours at a gap of 1 or 2 hours. 3 hours, 3 hours, 3 hours. 9 hours, very much enough for you for preparing for this examination. And also, please utilize your time, utilize your mind capacity. Allot time for academic development, subject development, scrutinizing the what is what, and also allot time for spiritual development. Allot time, because physical is very much important. Okay, not only academic, physical is very much important. Do at least a half an hour walking, and also these dictums and quotations. Always when you feel downplayed, downgraded, please be with rehearse yourself with the dictums and quotations, dictums and quotations. And these are all some of the main books. Political Theory, O.P. Gauba, Political Thought, Ebenstein, Indian Constitution, which I said, and Unique Guide. Okay, Unique Guide, that is good for your preparation, because when we prepare for this examination, Unique Guide, we had just finished within 3 months all the units which were in the syllabus, and even we memorized the syllabus, be it net syllabus or SLET syllabus or civil service syllabus. We memorized all the syllabus. Suppose political philosophy, in the sense it starts with the Plato. Suppose political theory, in the sense it starts with the state. And suppose in case international politics, in the sense it is a Treaty of Westphalia. Suppose it is a public administration, in the sense the meaning nature of public administration. What is the difference between new public administration, old public administration, and what are the principles of organization? What is the contribution of Dulles? What is the contribution of human relation theory, scientific management theory, tailored management theory? Likewise, your mind should be equipped, acquainted with all the essential components of a political science, and whatever it may be the subjects you are dealing with. Last but not least, don't wait for the opportunity. Create it. Tough times never lost, but tough people do. Tough times never lost, in the sense difficult times. We are in the difficult times. We are in the pandemic, this coronavirus. Okay, there are lots and lots of viruses which in the past it has degraded the human civilization, but it is only for short time. Okay, but tough times never last, but tough people do. This tough times, difficult times, it will not last long. Okay, but once if you're tough, if you're keeping your time, if you're keeping your punctuality, if you're keeping your honesty, if you're keeping your perspiration, if you're keeping your practice, definitely it is possible to click any kind of examinations. With this, I conclude my speech, and I thank the authorities for giving me the good opportunity. Yeah, I could find Ishfaq from Jammu and Kashmir. How are you? So I thank there also Siddiq, a number of people, familiar faces. So thank you for the opportunity. Once again, I thank Sarigama for the painstaking job, and it is very difficult to organize this kind of international webinar. And amidst of the technical difficulties, and I just wanted to share with you a lot of informations, but because of I fear that there is a technical fault, and I could escape from the technical fault. So that is why I would cut short the speech, and very much salutations to Dr. Usman, a great scholar, because recently I saw he has given speech in the new education policy. I thank head of the department. He is looking very young. Head of the department, his name is Namshir K. Very young person. You have got the students has got a good opportunity to be with youngsters, because youngsters, they have got young mind, big and energetic, I could see. So very much thankful for the opportunity. Definitely, if I find time and I could join with you physically. Okay. Thank you one and all. Jai Hind. Salutations. Any questions? The interactive section, please ask me, because debates and discussions are the bedrock of democracy, and I'm waiting. I'm waiting for the questions. Please, anything if you want to share with me, please ask me how to relax while you are preparing for these examinations, how to relax, and what are all the books that has to be read, and which time is suitable, ideal time for preparing for the competitive examinations. Which university, which college is apt or appropriate for pursuing PhD in political science and international politics, and also abroad opportunities are there, because I got a good friend. His name is Dr. Muhammad Isa, and he's an international scientist who has also participated in this event. He's a executive member of International Brain Association. And thank you, Dr. Isa, for spending time with me for this event, because since you belong to biochemistry and this belongs to political science, I think I may not be boring you. So I'm waiting for the questions, please. This is open for discussion, open to, please. Sarigama, please take over. Thank you. Thank you for the opportunity.
Thank you, sir. If you have any questions and doubts, you can text to the chat box or ask directly.
Yeah, chat box. Also, you can just unmute.
Good afternoon, sir.
Please.
Uh,
Please.
am I audible?
Yeah, audible. Please.
Okay, good afternoon, sir. My name is Uma. So my question was how one can qualify to publish an accurate exit poll or become a political advisor?
Freelance journalist. Freelance for the sake of survey or journalist, you can either join with dailies and magazines, but before that you have to acquire a particular degree, diploma in journalism and communication, and you have to register yourself as a journalist, or otherwise if you are acquainted with the basic components of a journalism and communication, you can become freelance journalist, provided if you are having the skill. Okay, like a law degree, a person who completes law degree, he is supposed to register his name in the bar. Likewise, you are supposed to register your name in the journalist organization, provided if you got a degree or diploma in journalism and communication. Journalism is also having the telecomparing courses, one of the essential courses, telecommunication, or other is telecomparing. By that course, by completing that course, you can also become like a girls, you can become a comparer in major TV channels. Thank you.
Okay, sir. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. Because we used to give importance for the interactive session. That is what very important. Say, if you are asking me to talk, I can even talk for another 2 to 3 hours. I may bore you. Okay, I can bore you. So it is you, the younger generation, new generation, and only for those people who are serious in preparation, and you can come across number of hurdles in terms of psychological, personal, in terms of organizational. It is for you, these kind of international events, it is being conducted. So if you are asking questions, and I may be very much sufficient enough to answer for those questions, and I feel very much satisfied of this interaction. In universities, particularly in political science department, and the debates and discussions are the bedrock of democracy, as said by Amartya Sen, and so I support this kind of interactive sessions. Please, anybody? Ishwak? Best books for political science, O.P. Gauba. Best books for political science. So I have to see the chat now. Okay. Please wait. Best books for political science. One has to start with Ramachandra Guha. Ramachandra Guha, written by, Ramachandra Guha, who has written India After Gandhi, Glimpses of a World History by Jawaharlal Nehru. Political science, you have to start with political theory by Eddie Asirvadam. O.P. Gauba, political philosophy by Subrata Mukherjee, William Ebenstein, modern Indian political thought by Bali, Dr. Bali, and then Indian Constitution by D.D. Basu, World Constitution by Vishnu Bhavan, A.C. Kapoor, Research Methodology by Gothari and Goody and Hat, and research methodology you can find out in the e-resources. One person, Mr. Ranjit Kumar, and international politics by Bookiv's Guide. You can refer Bookiv's Guide, and international politics, Hari Hunt. That guide is very much useful for both the SLET preparation, NET preparation, UPSC preparation. Hari Hunt guide, political science for mains and the political science for main examination. Yet another guide is Unique Guide, and Spectrum Guide is there, Sura's Guide is there, M&M Guide is there. These are all the essential books. And you can also go for Outline of World History by H.G. Wells. Outline of World History written by H.G. Wells. So from this topic only, Jawaharlal Nehru, and he has borrowed the title H.G. Outline of World History, and Jawaharlal Nehru, he has borrowed the caption. He has written the book called Glimpses of World History. And for Indian history, you can refer Satyanada Iyer, Indian history. And also for the beginners who wants to know the basic components, basic definitions of political science and public administration, Indian national movement, Indian history, and also related facts and figures of world history, NCERT, National Council for Education, Research and Training, NCERT, those books are available as e-resources free of cost. You don't need to buy by spending your money. Everything available. And also indiacivilservice.com. Okay, indiacivilservice.com, that is also there. And recently I come across an academy, UN Academy, in which you can find all the resources for any subject, be it sociology, economics, commerce, physics, chemistry, botany, zoology, history, public administration, genetic engineering, medicine degree. Because in Kerala, number of students who had completed MBBS, they cleared civil service examination. I felt very much astonished. I felt very much surprised. See, MBBS, it is a ocean. How come it is possible for those students of MBBS who are pursuing in the medicine degree, medicine profession, to click upon all the subject in civil service examination? It is a ocean. MBBS, it is ocean. So they had collided, they had swam across two oceans, Pacific Ocean and Atlantic. Okay, very tough. And NCRT, that is good. NCRT, and that is good. And as best books to prefer for net examination, Harihand Guide. Please check it in the internet. Harihand Guide, which is available in the Amazon and Flipkart. NCRT is the best for startup create a base for move on by Govind VG. Okay, how to approach the abroad universities to do research in political science. See, for this only, I just want to share with you. Thousands of opportunities are there in abroad, particularly in the Arabian countries and African countries. Please check it in the internet. Suppose in case if you want to work in Singapore or Malaysia, one website is there, JobStreet. JobStreet. JobStreet, in which you can register yourself, provided if you have completed PhD in political science. And political science also, I strongly recommend to take human rights as the area of specialization for pursuing PhD in political science. Also, in international politics, please choose any subjects in international politics like United Nations Organization, Indo-American Studies, Arabian Studies, Japanese Studies, Chinese Studies, Palestine Studies, Israel Studies, African Studies, and also that relations, international or organizations like SARC, South Asian Association for Regional Cooperation, Organization of Islamic Conference, or otherwise organizations like Organization of American States, NATO, North Atlantic Treaty Organization. So number of regional organizations are there. You can do research upon the regional organization. You can do research upon the United Nations Organization. You can do research upon the specialized agencies of United Nations organizations like UNICEF, Child Emergency Fund, and also UNESCO, Scientific Education Cultural Organization. Specialized agencies like United Nations Development Program is there. So you can take up any kind of international relations subject, and if you pursue those area of specialization, definitely if you are well versed with English proficiency, you can get the job opportunity in foreign countries, including United States of America, Britain, Switzerland, New Zealand, or any Western countries, provided fluency is very much important. Don't confine yourself with the language policy. Okay, language policy, like romanticizing with the language. I am Tamil, I am Malayalam, only I should know only Tamil like this. Okay, so English is a linking language. What if you do, if you go and work in Karnataka, if you go and work in Delhi, if you go and work in Northeast, number of central universities are having political science, like a Mizoram University. Northeast one, Mizoram University is also having political science. From Tamil Nadu, one person is working as head of the department, and if she confines with it only, I have to know, I'm supposed to know only Tamil, then she could not survive in Mizoram, in which the Mizo speaking people they are working. And don't you think instead of political science should adopt politics as a career by Dolly Loria? Yeah, very well. If not good people, who? If not good people, who? And it is because of the Wacom which was created, and all the I could not say unwanted things, but there I could find number of people. You see number of spiritual leaders, number of political leaders who sacrificed their own life. I just want to share with you the first the Congress Chief Minister of Tamil Nadu, Kamaraj. After his death, he doesn't have any bank account. Do you think any persons who doesn't have any bank account? This former chief minister of Tamil Nadu, he doesn't have bank account. Only 115 rupees, 115 rupees, one specs. That is an asset of former chief minister. This much of the credibility or integrity or honesty. Okay, yeah, definitely, it is the people who are having good ideals, good principles. Okay, like Abraham Lincoln, number of politicians, they sacrificed their precious life, because of good ideals. Please welcome, we welcome all the good persons, and that is essentially, which is the best university for MA Political Science. Even MIC is doing very well. I think post graduation is there, na? MIC is doing very well by conducting these international events. This MIC college, esteemed institution, it has got a global. See, wherever the institute we are studying, we are pursuing the institute, they can upgrade yourself to some extent. It depends upon your individual talent and efforts. In Tamil Nadu, see, there is a district, Tirunelveli district. From government school, those who are doing in government school institutes, they are performing very well. Why you are bothering about the institutes? But JNU is good. Jawaharlal Nehru University is good. Mumbai University of Politics and Studies are good. And a number of institutions are there. Number of institutions are there. Any other question? MA Political Science, which is a university. Any questions? Comment on political sociology. Yeah, political sociology, that is a part of our integrated program in Annamalai University. We have got this paper, okay, political sociology. It is also having scope, but not that much when we compare with international politics and human rights. Okay, political sociology is one among the subject in the integrated program. After completing higher secondary, integrated program is there. It is one of the subject, political sociology. Any other questions? You can type it in the chat box. Okay, let me see. A student of political science should adopt politics as a career. Definitely, I have answered for that. Okay. Abroad, which university? London School of Economics and Political Science. If you are having guts, if you are having proficiency in language, London School of Economics and Political Science. Even I got an ambition to go there to do any diploma in London School of Economics and Political Science. And also one another university in which my professor, Dr. Bhaskaran, who has completed Illinois University, in which our founding father in Annamalai University, Department of Political Science Public Administration, he did his PhD in that university. And also he pursued a post-graduation in the University of Yale. Okay, after that only he has started political science in the year 1981 in Annamalai. Okay. Best books, political science book. IndiaCivilService.com, you can find for all the subjects. For all the subjects, IndiaCivilService.com, you can find all the books. Okay. And also India's foreign policy, I can Ganguly, India's foreign policy, if you want to be well versed with that, Ganguly. Okay, other books also there. Choices, the book name is Choices by Shivashankar Menon, and also another book written by Henry Kissinger, former Secretary of State, United States of America, World Order. And also I appeal to the students community to read about the biographies and autobiographies. Okay. After the age of 50, what do you suggest a career with the political science after the age of 50? Except teaching, you can go for research, you can publish your views. After the age of 50, if you have got wide interest in political science, being well versed with the subject, the components of the subject of political science, you can go for writing, sir. After the age of 50, you can go for writing, and you can become freelance journalist. You can become freelance journalist, and also I can recommend after the age of 50, you can become a good politician, because India is longing for good politician, good leadership. Okay, why can't you become politician? Okay, I'll just wait.
Hello, sir.
Yes,
Can you hear me?
please.
So myself, Gopika, I am working as a higher secondary teacher in Kerala.
Okay.
Yes, sir. I think your class is very informative and so useful even for teachers like us.
Thank you.
Sir, one doubt. I think it's not an important for this discussion, but sir, you know that we political science first year teachers are the first teachers taking them to the subjects, right? From the 10th standard, we are the first teachers taking them to political science, and For myself, in my plus two period, I get addicted to the values enshrined in our constitution and most of all the concepts like federalism, secularism, and everything. Unfortunately, on the recent times, we can see that the CBSE is strapping down the several values. Just that are not just values. It is a lifeblood of democracy, sir. Right? It's a lifeblood of our democracy. Certain values that are striking down. My question is that what's our duty? How can we take how we want to take my students to you? How can I say to them that? How can I get into the subject? I think my getting increasing, sir. I feel so painful, but I'm not. I am disappointed on that. I think academicians like you should raise your voice. We, the political science students, teachers, and all the community should raise our voice against this, sir. Am I right?
Fantastic, fantastic. Even I'm also having the same pain which she expressed. And almost your question itself, we are having itself the implied answer. It is having the answer. And as a responsible teacher, because once it is a $1 million question, controversial question, it is a sensitive question to be answered. Even I have got, when I am entering into the classroom, I felt very much painful when I was discussing about secularism, or when I discuss about the preamble, we the people of India solemnly resolve to constitute India into a democratic republic, secular, socialistic, sovereign. So I used to discuss these values. But when we to inculcate the values, to inculcate the responsibility and accountability or integrity, individual personality values that must be inculcated. It is the sole responsibility for ourselves, we, the teaching community, to make a great generation, to make the new generation as a great generation with good values. And even I can compare that I cannot show that a politician should do this, or engineers, they cannot do this. Politicians, they cannot do this. They may not be doing this. Okay, they may not be doing this. But it is the responsibility for ourselves, the teaching community, to make the generation, the upcoming generation, as a great generation, because they are going to build the modern India of the futuristic world. Okay. It is a responsibility of ourselves. That is what my answer, but I can share with you a number of things in the future. Thank you. Thank you for it.
Thank you.
Anybody's in the chat? Okay. Any questions or wind up? Ma'am Sarigama?
Yes, sir. Any questions? Anybody? Okay. Shall we wind up, sir? Namshir, sir?
Yeah, please. Yeah.
Yes. Respected Principal Dr. M. Usman, today's Chief Guest and Resource Person Dr. K. Sendilkumar, Head of the Department Mr. Namshir, teaching and non-teaching staff of this college, students and enthusiastic aspirants. Hope you all are safe in this pandemic situation. Today my words are not enough to express the gratitude. On behalf of our college and the PG Department of Political Science, I express our sincere thanks to our Chief Guest and Resource Person Dr. K. Sendilkumar, who graced us with his valuable knowledge regarding the career opportunities of the subject of political science. We are really enlightened with your knowledge and presence, sir. Thank you. We are thankful to Honorable Principal Dr. M. Usman for all words as a source of energy among us. We will ever remain grateful to you and your sincere support, sir. Thank you so much, sir, for being with us today. For the formality, I express my thanks to Head of the Department, Mr. Namshir K, with his great support. Heartfelt thanks to goes out the faculty members of the department, Mrs. Bindu, Mrs. Rukyaniyan, and Mr. Asruddin for the support and presence. I extend my words to gratitude the teaching and non-teaching staff in our college who are always motivating us. We feel very happy with their presence. We also thankful to the UG and PG students, alumni, and the students from various departments, research scholars of this college and from various institutions. We are really happy for the active participation of the academicians, research scholars, undergraduate and postgraduate students, and other participants from various fields, from various institutions and various places within our country and abroad. Your enthusiastic participation is the motivating force to conduct other programs in future. We express our sincere thanks to you. Sometimes gratitude words are not enough to thank someone. Heartfelt thanks to Mr. Tariq Salim, our beloved student, for his restless work to this international webinar. Express a special thanks to Ranjish Mancheri, Mr. Jasir, Faculty of the Department of Computer Science, Mrs. Neena Subhash, Associate Professor, Srinarayana College, Chertala, Dr. Soumya Rajendran, Assistant Professor, Srinarayana College, Kollam, Mr. Javir, non-teaching staff,